Pete Bomarito. I'm the owner of Bomarito Performance Systems and Bomarito University. All right, the basics of an NFL Combine start. We're going to start on a standard hash mark that's specific to football. Now keep in mind, at the Combine, they have two lines. Both of those lines are the width of the line in a football field, and the distance between the lines is about the width of a line on a football field. So a lot of times what they'll do at various pro days, just to make it specific to the NFL Combine, is put two lines down. But when we teach people how to do the start, we tell them never look at the second line. You should not base your feet based off the line. You should base your feet based off the dimensions of your foot. So we always go toe-heel alignment, because number one, it will occupy the actual rules of the Combine where you cannot be touching that second line with your front foot. And number two, with a football cleat on football turf, we just like the angles better. So if we have an athlete, we'll go the front foot toe-heel alignment, then we'll go toe-heel alignment again, then we'll open and open. That is the basic position of where we're at. Now obviously, as we go through the progressions, if the feet bend well, we'll move it a little closer on the second foot. If the feet don't bend well, or maybe they're alignment with the bigger foot, we'll move the front and the back foot back. But for the basics of starting, we go toe-heel, open, open, because it does a good width. It does the front foot obeying the rules, which we have to obey, and the back foot getting in somewhat of a comfortable position. Just keep in mind, though, you're always going to be manipulating the feet within the first few weeks of training. But by about week 3, when you know you have the toe mobility, the forefoot, rear foot articulation, the ankle mobility, and those things kind of set, you're set with your position. That's what your position you go with. So by week 3, the end of week 3, start of week 4, your feet should be set. Your coach should have everybody customized to their position. And don't always customize it to what you believe is best biomechanics. Because if their foot will not bend and you only have 6 weeks, even if you could achieve a better foot bend at 12 weeks, don't try to get them into a perfect biomechanical start that does not fit their body type. Because sometimes we're at the mercy of somebody coming off of an ankle sprain that doesn't hurt anymore but still restricted. An old turf toe injury that doesn't hurt anymore but it's restricted. We're going to have tons and tons and tons of things to deal with. The smarter coaches are going to go based off the person, not just based off what you think is the best biomechanical start. But going back to the standards, we go toe-heel, open, open. Obeying the rules, fairly comfortable position, comfortable width. Then we just go into the 3-point load. So first thing, make sure the shin angle is as low as possible. Second is we're going to put the hand here to get the good load, but we're not going to put a lot of pressure on it, okay? Because when the arm comes up, you still got to be able to hold the load. Second thing is this has got to be real tight, okay? Then I believe head down, neck relaxed. Take a deep breath and hold it, then bring the arm in position. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then the arm sweeps and the hand flips. It's a basic start. So most important thing is that load on the front shin and the powerful sweep of the arm. Now I do believe if you can time it right and the athlete is efficient enough, it doesn't have a lot of shoulder issues, that as you sweep, you come up and flip the hand, make this powerful lat muscle reflexive into the arm drive, which is the first step. So the sweep and the flip will be the jump. That reflex will be the first step. So as long as you got the shin angle and the arm sweep, that's the most important. Because the way we have the foot bend and the way we have the feet positioned, it's technically a 2-foot cut. 2-foot jump. Even though they're staggered, you're getting power off both feet. Now, if you want to maximize your first step, try to get the flip and the reflex. We have lots of drills which are resisted, assisted arm sweep drills. We got a lot of reflex, hand flip type drills. We have a lot of resisted starts, a lot of assisted starts, different things where you can maximize power, but you can't get such a powerful jump you don't get into a solid run. You can't have such an easy run that you don't get a powerful jump. You got to map the two well. So I think that the start position is such. Now, obviously, from a training standpoint, the first 10 is going to be really dictated by the efficiency of the start. No false motions and that perfect blend of horizontal power with the reflexive step that allows you to stay in a low, good position. Because the start position always isn't about how far you jump, it's about how efficient your body can get into a true acceleration. Now, if you have track blocks, it's easier because you have something to push off of, it's easier to time. You have to kind of simulate the front shin angle with what it would look like on a track block with football shoes on turf. That's why I like that position, because it allows the foot to bend, the cleats to dig in, so you're still technically pushing back on the arm sweep. Now, having said all that, the most important function of the 40 is the 10-20 split. We can make anybody's 10 fast if they're not that injured, they're disciplined enough, their foot bends, their toe bends the way that we want, and we just execute good mechanics and really, really, really solid acceleration training, which is the easier of the mechanisms to train. But that 10-20 split is the more challenge. Okay, the 20 to 40 is really about power endurance and trying to get up to the absolute speed with a cyclical pattern. It's a lot of trunk function and things like that. To me, if you want to maximize your 10-20 split, you have to go into some type of assisted overspeed work. Now, it could be very, very basic level, light assistance like Raptor. It can be very, very heavy, aggressive assistance like a pulley mechanism, which we use a combination of both. But the key question is overspeed. Is it dangerous? Yes. Can it and should it be implemented if you check the boxes of progressive levels up into that overspeed, which we obviously do with our support system prep, our trunk and spine prep, our highly advanced trunk and spine prep, and just making sure that you can map the intervals of your right foot strike, left foot strike through that 10-20 acceleration, which we have different force plate treadmills that do that. From a neuromuscular therapy standpoint, we're symmetrical from left to right foot support, left to right trunk rotation, lateral flexion, trunk and spine, which unguards the hips, and the hips are symmetrical. And you've actually followed the progression timeline of plyometrics and obviously your posterior chain training in the weight room from, standard hamstring work, hip extensor work, things like that. Dynamic and base absolute strength is all set. So if you actually check those boxes within a 4-week complex, you can get into some basic and some advanced overspeed work that's very, very efficient, which will maximize that 10-20 split. Now, what do? We do the training mechanisms and we apply it. We're always running 10s, 20s, and 25s in the first few weeks of training. Not necessarily because we care about the time, we care about the split. So we'll time the 20, the 15, the 25, okay? But we always have a light at the 10 and the 20. So if we're running a 20, I care more about the 10-20 split than the 0 to 20 split. Running a 25, I care more about the 10-20 split than the 0 to 25 split. And even if we're running a 30, get up into the 40, that 10-20 split dictates everything. So that's why we always like to have the gates even in training and during mock testing, because it's very, very important for what makes or breaks the 40, that's the 10-20 split.